Reyes Ramos, thank you for the video and thank you for the shout out. I thought your video was pretty amazing and it had a smile on my face the whole time. If you felt like it was more comfortable with the glasses on, now you know how I feel when I'm vlogging. So, there you go. We're at the shop again today. We got the cutter in, you guys. The CS1 was damaged last time, and Brian's working on putting this one together. We may not put it together all the way. The reason why, it's because we have a job, the one that we just printed out the film for, and the one that goes on the back of the shirts for the street truck takeover event that apparently is going on tomorrow. I just heard from the client. So it's about 71 shirts. It gets a white and a red on the front. Like 11 shirts get staff out of the 71. So it should be pretty simple. We're just gonna run that and get out of here. Today's first Friday. We printed some shirts for Phoenix Bike Company at Juan's shop, Soul Prints, where we work. And we're just gonna go out and support him and other local vendors that we also know. So let's go burn those screens. Let's set it up and then show you guys kind of like how I print whenever I'm doing in this situation. It's gonna be a print flash print of the base and then the red on top, so that we don't need a highlight. And the way I do it, here's a film. So that's the base, and that is Brian's gangster base. So we're gonna print that, print flash print of that, and then we're gonna drop that red on top. And just so you guys know, the base, and what I mean by the base is what's going under the red was choked just a tad. And if you guys don't know how to choke your bases, pretty soon me and Brian are gonna go through a small tutorial and show you guys how we choke it to give you a better chance to not mess up and make sure that everything's always lined up and there's no white showing around your colors. So pretty much we're gonna put this on a 160 and we're gonna drop this on a 130. And honestly, you can do it vice versa. You can do 130, 160, because this is choked to the point where you won't see any white around the red. The back is just white, so it's whatever. We'll just put it on the back of the base. So let's get to that real quick. Let's go burn this, and we're gonna get to printing real quick. I'm gonna show you guys how I do this so you guys can see the process of my burning. Well, let's turn the lights on, you guys. All right. If I sometimes am not going to use the back side of a screen, like for example this one just says takeover, that's gonna be nothing. I'll grab some of the new jobs that are coming up and I'll burn it on the back side so the screen just doesn't go to waste. Oh, good job. And if any of you guys want to use the same registration marks that I have, I'm gonna leave a link below for my Instagram. Just send me your email and I will reply, or just say registration marks and then put your email. I'll email them to you, not a big deal.
In the Old English font too?
Alright, so just washed out the first one. We have the second one in the exposure unit. Then we're gonna start setting up here shortly. Brian's super duper excited over here, throwing up the gang signs up in the sky because he cut his first vinyl. Apparently the machine works.
It's a little backwards.
It's a little backwards, but it works because if you put it on the inside and watch it from the outside like this, which you never do.
Watch the light.
So there it is, the first vinyl cut with the USC2, in case you guys were
What about
wondering.
Old English 43 on that?
We're gonna put Old English. No, we don't want to get in trouble, bro. And get kicked out. Of just my third month right here. All right, so we're gonna clean this office up because it looks messy. We're gonna put that on the stand because it came with the stand. Brian had his shoes off, so it smells like feet in here. It's disgusting. I don't like it. And Right now the screens are drying so that I can set this up. The flash is warming up my boards because I do warm up my boards. Makes things a lot easier when you're working with white, especially with the swamp cooler pointing right at the palette. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shut that off for a little bit. This is almost dry, and you guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to set it up. Super simple, and by choking that base, it makes everything like, it's gonna make you go pro too fast.
So when you're printing it out for like, okay, let's say decal like this, it's supposed to be regular.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we're gonna set up the base, and my favorite tool is out. I always, for some reason, I always set up on the same head or arm. And I put a piece of tape to know that's where I start when I'm doing my rotation. But all right, so here we go. Normal steps are, you know, by using our registration marks, we're gonna set this up straight and center. Once we got it, we're gonna lock it in. I'm gonna show you guys with these registration marks how easy it is to set up straight lines. So all we gotta do is follow the bottom line of that target, the bottom line of our registration mark, and the bottom line of this target, and that should give us a straight line. Isn't that simple? Well, if you guys need the registration marks, like I said, I'm gonna leave a link for my Instagram below. On a DM, just say registration marks in your email and I'll forward them right away. No biggie. I know that a lot of you guys are trying to create your own, and these are pretty easy to use, so keep it in mind. Okay, after we set up the base, what we're gonna do, and this is like one of my favorite things to do and teach people, is tape the screen. So we're gonna use our 3-inch box tape, and we're gonna tape this nicely so that it doesn't get ink on the backside when we print the staff.
How you do it? You just press it on there?
Yeah, it's tape.
So like, it's regular, right?
Yeah, it's tape.
There's really no one way, right way?
All right, so now that we have taped our base, and I tried to keep it as neat as possible, so we taped from here all the way to the back because we don't push. The edge is not going to catch the tape, so it's going to come back smoothly every time. I also tape the sides so that no ink leaks through the sides and the top, just to keep my screen as clean as possible so that I can grab it from anywhere and not have ink on my hands.
You want to put it? Wall, window.
Straight.
That's right.
I don't know.
I'm not from Verde Park, guys.
He wants to be though.
Hell.
VP. That's Verde Park. So this is where I grew up. That park that we were playing that Turkey Bowl game that one day. But that's also Vega print. So it's on my arm for a reason. Anyways, back to what we were talking. Setting up the base. We have everything ready. We're gonna grab a squeegee that fits the size of the print. And we're using this lucky one right here. So we're gonna drop some ink in here. Now before I print on the Pelon, what I'm gonna do is bring the flash over here. So we're gonna warm up the board just a little bit. Then we're gonna drop the ink in the screen and print a sample on the Pelon so that we can register our second screen, which would be the red, right over the takeover. All right, you guys, so our board has been warming up for a minute now. And what we're gonna do is spray some glue on our Pelon. And like I've mentioned a ton of times, I like to spray over the Pelon and then flip it so that it doesn't so that the glue doesn't build up on the board and one is stickier than the rest. Okay. So once that is done, and I use the 375 spray adhesive. Let's see if we can do this. You don't need a whole lot. It's hard doing things with one hand. All right, so now let's bring the base over. We're gonna print on the Pellon, then tape it to register that red, okay? Let's do that. All right, so now, thank you, Brian. Now what we're gonna do is tape our base, and then we're gonna register our red. Cool, so now that this is taped, we're gonna bring the second screen down. All right, you guys, so after you bring your second screen in here, all we gotta do is line it up to the base. And I will do that without the camera in my hand so that I can do it right. After that, simply we're gonna lock that, tape the screen, and then print over it to see if we are in registration. If we are, this is a reorder, so I know that everything is right. We're just gonna tape off the registration, fire up the dryer, and get rolling. All right, I have the base and the red lined up. I'm gonna go ahead and print the red now, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. We're gonna go ahead and get started and call it a day with the vlog. I hope that you guys saw something that you haven't seen and put it to use, because I know that some of the things are useful, some of the other ones are not. But we have a lot of things to do. We have work to do. It's getting late really fast, and we have First Friday, and if we don't make it to First Friday, we're gonna go see that movie Coco. So we will be working tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna vlog. I'm just probably gonna take a day or two off, and then I'll be back Monday. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. Thanks for the comments and all the questions. I really do appreciate all of that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.